Alright, everybody, how's it going? How we all doing today? Today we are doing RLCS Spring Invitational predictions. Who's gonna make the major? Who knows? That's what I'm predicting right now. I'll have a link down in the description if you guys want to do this yourself. But basically, all you gotta do, click on this. I go look for NA, Spring Invitational, click on that. Then down at the bottom, click on Main Event. And then you're here. And then you press File, make a copy. I already have a copy, so there's no point in doing this. So, first of all, we have FaZe and G League. If any of y'all think, do I need a copy? Wait, I probably should check that first. Oops. Okay, apparently it just doesn't. There we go. So, we'll go back to main event. Okay, we have FaZe and G League. Now, G League is scraping by right now. And then we have FaZe. FaZe is cracked out of their mind. So, I'm giving that to FaZe 3-0. Then we have Furia NRG. Now, this past weekend, NRG had a little tournament. I think it was in the draw, and Furia dominated NRG. That was round 1. But given Furia's track record at RLCS, I'm gonna go NRG. But it's gonna be close at 3. G2 M8. G2 takes 3-1. If G2 loses, that is insane. I mean, it won't be as big of an upset as SUP reverse sweeping them, but I think that'll still be quite insane. Now, we have version 1 and Koi. Version 1, the reigning Regional 2 champs, and Koi. Version 1 takes 3-1. It's not even a challenge. Same thing with this one. Complexity Axel. Axel has a really bad track record. They're not that great. Complexity's cracked. They're insane. Moving on, we have Optic Shopify. Shopify hasn't really impressed me all that much, while Optic has been coming back from the slumps from the start of the season. Optic has been popping off recently. Sorry about that. Optic has been popping off recently, beating out teams like FaZe, NRG, G2. Well, NRG not as much, but you know what I mean. They have beaten out all these bigger teams when they are still like on the climb upward. Anyways, it's 3-1. I give Shopify a pity. Genji stop could be 3-0, even though Genji has been on a downward spiral recently. Space Station Dignitas. I think Space Station Dignitas could be a close series, but it's Dignitas now. They haven't really looked all that great. Like, they've looked alright, but nothing too crazy, so... Jesus. Oops. 3-1. We'll do these 2 rounds up here. We'll do these rounds first, and then we'll do lower bracket stuff. So we have FaZe NRG. FaZe should take it. I think NRG will be able to take a game, but FaZe should take it. They look dominant in the last regional against NRG in lower bracket. I don't think that'll change. FaZe take. G2 version 1. Well, I am a huge G2 fan, and there's a part of me that wants to be completely biased and has G2 going all the way. But that'd be coping. That'd be me coping. And if G2 gets knocked to lower brackets, 3-1 against version 1. So now we have Complexity Optic. Complexity wiped the floor with Optic last regional. And I don't think that's going to change, honestly. but I think it'll be a close series. Like, it'll be closer. Like, I think the score lines will be dominant for complexity side for them winning. But then when it gets to optic side, I don't think it's really gonna be all that dominant. It's gonna be like maybe 1 or 2 goal game. Genji Space Station. This one was kind of tough for me. Like, I've been thinking about this one recently. I've been kind of going back and watching a bit of how they play. And I don't know. Space Station has that insane pressure that they put on really early on. And then they don't let up, but like it kind of slows down, which I think is what Genji would need to happen for them to beat SSG. So for that reason, I think Genji is taking 3-2 over Space Station. Space Station has picked it up a lot since dropping Daniel for Hoxer, which I didn't think that was going to be a good choice at all, but apparently it was an amazing choice because they have done amazing. All right, lower bracket. We have G League and Furia. Furia takes 3-0. M80 Koi. I think this is a really close series, but I think Koi take. Actually, who's on M80 again? Lion Blaze. Honestly, I don't even know who's on M80. I don't remember. But Koi Cheese, Sosa, and Gyro. That's a stacked lineup. Like, at least against smaller teams. I honestly think Koi takes 3-1 over M80. Axel Shopify. Shopify takes. It might be close, but I'm going to give it 3-1. And then Supdig, if Dignitas loses, I don't know. 3-1. Space Station Furia now. I honestly think Space Station takes. I think it takes it 3-1, actually. Furia is a good team and all, but recently, excluding like side tournaments like the draw and other tournaments like that, they haven't looked all that great. Like on the big stage of RLCS. Like in these smaller tournaments, they may dominate these bigger teams, but they know it's not like as big of a stage as this. But I just, yeah, Space Station takes. Koi Optic, Optic takes. I think Koi takes a game though. I don't think it'll be like a super close series. I think it'll be kind of dominant on Optic side. Just depends on how Optic comes out. If they, and it also depends if Koi wants to let AJ do his thing, because fucking AJ is cracked. G2 Shopify. The last time G2 played Shopify, it was kind of close. Except for one game out of the series, I believe. I think that was like they dominated that one series or that one game, not the series. It was like 3-2, and they played in this exact same round, lower bracket round 2. I think G2 still take, but it's gonna be close. G2's on the downward spiral, and something needs to happen with them if they want to be able to make it back to what they once were. And I'm kind of hinting at a roster change. But the only issue is I don't think G2 is going to make a roster change unless JNAPS retires, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, off of a recent documentary that they did with the G2. And JNAPS said he was having more fun in the game, and he's been grinding a lot more. But I'm getting sidetracked. Let's get back to predictions. Energy Dig. Energy looked amazing last split, or not, well, last regional. And I don't see how it would change. All right, we'll do these ones next, and then do best of sevens. I think Optic takes. Optic took Space Station the last 3 times. I think it's gonna happen again. So 3-1. G2 NRG. We know what happened last time. It was a 3-2 series. G2 let off the gas a little bit, and NRG took over. The last game was a shit show. at least for G2 fans, Energy fans are rising up. It was a miracle run. And so proud of Energy for doing that. That was amazing for them. With that being said, if G2 takes, or if G2 comes out strong and shows up like how they were in their prime, G2 destroys Energy. But that hasn't happened in a long time. Recently, G2 has been playing like absolute horseshit. Sure, they're making it to lower quarterfinals or right around here, but like, this is where you expect lower teams to be dropped off. Like, that's where you expect the M80s and Kois to be dropped off. Not a bigger organization like G2 or NRG. But either way, one of them has to go. And this is the only time I'm going to be biased. 3-2 G2. FaZe version 1. Version 1, I want to say, would take. But again, it always just depends on how good people play that day. If First Killer wants to come out strong, peaking every single chance he gets, then FaZe will most likely take. But it just depends, because if Calm gets into FaZe Clan's head with all their demos and shit, I think version 1 will take, even with the dominant fashion of Daniel. And obviously Beast Mode. I'm still gonna give this to not the version 1. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to version 1, but it's gonna be like 4-3. Complexity Gen G. I think Complexity take. Yeah. Complexity will take 4-2 over Gen G. FaZe Optic. Like I said, Optic has taken FaZe over many times. Like I said, it just depends. It's crazy how one-sided this video game can be if one player just shows up and plays the best they've ever played. But I think Optic will take. I think Optic has been looking amazing this past split. I think it'll be 4-2. It could be 4-3. Who knows? I think Optic will take. G2 Gen G. Honestly, I think this is a bad matchup for G2. But it just G2 is, for whatever reason, slowly pushing themselves away from the team-oriented gameplay that they were so well known for. You go back to like most of their clips from their heyday, and they are passing plays. There's very rarely any like big solo plays that have been done, unless it's from Atomic, which he just joined. I think it was last split, or no, last season, 21-22 season. I think that if G2 comes out, does their team-oriented gameplay that they're so good at, they take Genji. But Genji is so good at holding down that midfield and being able to pressure without letting up like a single inch from that half field. I think it'll be very difficult for G2. But if they were to beat, oh my lord, if I could speak, if anybody were to beat Genji out of any of these teams down here, I think it would be G2. To where I'm gonna give it 4-3. Close series. Now we have Optic and G2, which Optic G2 is G2 does well. Going off of what Reddle says, Reddle thinks Complexity plays really similar to G2, and they're a bad matchup for Complexity, which would make G2 a bad matchup for Optic. But of course, these are not the same team. Complexity is, at this point in time, better than G2. Which I think if G2 I think G2 is already in a really good spot. They already made major because since they're already in semifinals, at least according to my predictions, since they already make semifinals or at least lower bracket semis, then they already made major and they're in a really good spot to make worlds. So Optic will take 4-2 over G2. As much as that hurts my soul to say, I think that's where they stop. V1 complexity. Ooh, this could be a close series. It could be, might not be. Who knows? Reigning champions, I feel like, struggle the most when it comes to following events. So, especially since they're getting closer and closer to that grand final setting, I think version 1 will end up taking complexity in 7 games. And I think it'll be a rematch from the upper finals to grand finals. So I think it'll be a dominant game for complexity over Optic like it usually is. And then I think version 1 just takes on first. Actually, no. I think they go to game 7 in series 1 and then they take it in 5 series 2. Like I said, I'm not really good at making predictions, but I think this will be the best outcome in my opinion. So, yeah. If you want to make predictions, I'll leave a link down in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.